Okay, the live stream has started. I hope you can see and hear me. As always, I see what you are writing here on my screen on the left side. And here is my main screen on which I'm going to show the content. Okay, can everybody see and hear me? Just give me a short feedback so that I know that everything is set up correctly. A lot of people are here at the moment. Many people already waited. That's great. Okay, first things first, let's give you a short agenda. Yes, okay. Everything seems to be okay. Great. Let's give you a short agenda what we are going to talk about. These are a few topics, okay? Just a few points. The features of my free JMeshtools add-on. This is the main topic that I want to talk about. Then we have a short poll. This is about a particular feature of the JMeshtools add-on, the Symmetrize, which I hadn't shown in a video yet. And the last point that I want to talk about is the GitHub, where you can add issues for the JMeshtools add-on and also for other add-ons that I'm going to develop with Blender. And we have something special that I want to try. It's just an experiment. I want to code a little bit in the JMeshtools add-on and solve an issue that somebody added live here in the chat. We will see if we can make it work. Okay, great. I go to the chat now. Let's see what you are writing. Everything seems fine. Okay, the sound is okay and the video too. Great, because I had some problems with the internet yesterday, but this seems to be fixed. Great. Let me hide the agenda again so that you can see the screen. Okay. And yeah, please reply me, please reply, okay? I will reply. I want to do animation, but I do not know. Please help me to learn. Okay, animations, yeah. You can ask me anything, by the way, in this live chat, and I'm going to reply. An animation video, yes, I have it on my list. I want to do an animation video for beginners. It is on my list, okay? I promise. Okay, what's next? Pro. There's thousands of tutorials online. Hi, Symmetrize request from GitHub here. Ah, okay. Yeah, great. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. I hope we can do it. Okay, now many people are joining. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's go to the JMeshtools add-on. What you see here is my development environment. This is Visual Studio Code, in which I am developing my add-ons. So why I'm using Visual Studio Code? Well, what you have here is extensions, and there's a nice extension that I'm using, and this is Blender Development, an extension made by Jacques Lucke. Perhaps you know him. He's from the Blender team, and he made this great extension with that you can develop add-ons. You have everything. You have debugging, you have IntelliSense, you can start Blender from this IDE, and this is what we are going to do now, okay? And my suggestion is that I will show you the features, some features that are implemented. We can jump into the features. I will show the features, then we can discuss. I come back to the chat and you can ask questions. This is what I planned, okay? So let's go ahead and start Blender from Visual Studio Code. What you can do to start it is to press Ctrl, Shift and P. And then you have this option Blender Start. Yeah, and then all the Blender instances that you installed on your PC are listed. And you see I have quite a few. It's a bit crazy. You don't need so many Blender instances, but I like to develop with the latest Blender, and this is Blender 2.92, and I'm going to start this now, okay? Okay, which version are you using? Yeah, you see, I'm using many versions, but the latest version is an experimental version because I like to test the latest features always. So yeah, but I'm using 2.9 in general, 2.90x. Okay. Okay, so I'm starting this demo project just to show you the features that I made recently, and I have some time because I'm on vacation and I could implement some features. Okay. By the way, this is my developer mug. My Jayanam mug. When I have the developer mug, nothing can stop me. If you like the mug, by the way, you can get the mug here. Let me show you this here on the Teespring, a merch store. It is just fun. I don't earn much from this, but you can get the mug and t-shirts and all this stuff. Okay, somebody asked me, can I have a mug? Can I have a hoodie? Yes, you can. Here it is. Okay, just if you want it. Okay, now let's go back to the Blender Jmesh and you see we have a project here, simple objects. For all these objects I added bevels, and you see when I have an object selected and press here the bevel button, then this UI pops up, and this is an UI that you perhaps already know from JMeshtools. I implemented this UI, a framework, to be able to have these overlays, these pop-ups. Okay, and what you can do here is, yeah, you can directly set here the bevel, the segments, you can apply the modifier. This is something that pops up and you can directly see it. Okay, you don't have to search in the panels for these overlay, for these features, for these properties. You can directly set it here in this overlay, in this panel. Okay, but that's not new. Let's jump to the first feature, and this is arrays in the primitive mode. Okay, we have here the primitive mode. And now I'm going to paint a rectangle, or let's do a circle. Why not? A circle and the slice option. Okay. I want to slice now into this object a circle. So draw the circle here. And now you have these overlays, these actions. I call them shape actions. And what you can do is you can press these icons, and then you get, again, an overlay that you can directly edit here, okay? Now you can set here the radius, type it in, press return, and it is applied to this circle. And this is really, yeah, I found it really comfortable. And the new feature is that you have the array now. This means you can click here for the horizontal and vertical array. And again, you have this text box. I press here Ctrl and backspace to delete it. And then I type in, yeah, a value like 200. 200 seems to be okay. And you can set the count here for the array. I set it to 3 and press return. And now you can press E to extrude it into the mesh, and press Ctrl left click, and now a slice. And what happens is that this is a Boolean operation, right? And now it is sliced into the object, and now press G followed by X and move it a bit to the outside. And you can see this is directly sliced into the mesh, okay? Yeah, that's also a new feature, but I already mentioned this in a tutorial. Let me go to the tutorial, this one here, Blender 2.9 new features, JMeshtools add-on. And if you're interested how this works in depth, you can have a look at this tutorial. But I'm going to show you more features today that are not already covered in tutorials, okay? So this is the first one. So we have this now, and what I'm going to do now is I'm select this and press Ctrl and J to join this. I haven't cleaned it up now, but now this is one object. And the first feature that I want to show you for mirroring and symmetrizing is the mirror, okay? Mirror modifier. But first, let me come back to the chat and see if you have any questions. Love you. Okay, great. Okay, you seem to like it. That's nice. JMeshtools is amazing. Yes, I like it. I like it too. And yeah, I found the time recently to develop more and more features, and I did a lot of refactoring so that we can add more and more features to it. And I promise it will be free forever. And by the way, if you want to support me, you can do this here in the chat. You can add some donations if you like, and you can also support me on my channel. You can become a member. You find this here when you press the join button, and many guys already joined. This is great. Thank you very much for this. If you join, you get these badges, you get the emojis, you get Blender tips as PDFs. I give you some shout outs in the end screen of the video. You get my models that we are creating here for free. All these things are for you when you join as a member. Okay, this would help a lot. And also, as I said, it's always welcome to donate a little bit here. I'm doing all my add-ons for free, and yeah, perhaps you can support a little bit. Okay, great. Now let's go back and I will show you the mirror feature. Okay, I have this object still selected, and then I press here mirror. Okay, and what happens is that again you get this overlay, and you can find the axis to which it is mirrored. The pivot point is set to the center automatically, and the transforms are applied so that you have a good mirror here. Okay, this time here for the x-axis, and when I press here the y, you see it is mirrored to the y-axis as well. Okay, and yeah, of course this is just a wrapper for the mirror modifier. You could also do this when you go to the modifier tab, but of course this is pretty fast. And when you press here apply modifier, then you can apply the modifier just by pressing the button. Okay, it's a comfort function, but yeah, you see it's pretty easy to use. Okay, again I come to the chat. Oh, take care, I'm out. Okay, no problem, I take care. Okay, now many people are online at the moment. Great. Okay, now I'm closing this. I keep the modifier active. You see this here when I go to the modifier tab. We have the bevel modifier and the weighted normals, and here you have the mirror, okay, for the x and the y axis, and it is non-destructive. If I would have applied the modifier, then the modifier of course would be removed here, but now it is still active. Okay, this is the mirror modifier. Again, if you have any questions, then add this to the chat. I'm always going back to the chat and try to answer. Okay, can you show us some Python? Yes, Python will come. Wait a moment, we will do Python together. Okay, great. Okay, this was the mirror, but I implemented Symmetrize. Now let's have a look at symmetrizing. Okay, this is the mirror. Now I select this object, and as you can see on this side of the y-axis, on the negative y-axis, we have a new object and we have this kind of cutout. Okay, and I want to have it on this side as well. And what you can do now is you can select this object and press Symmetrize. And by the way, I also have now this menu, this pie menu. When you press Shift and comma key, then you have these options and you have Symmetrize. And now look at this, what happens. Okay, you have this nice kind of gizmo, but it's not the Gizmo API. I painted this on my own using the GPU shaders because I'm more flexible when I do it like that. Okay, now what you can do is you can press such a circle, or yeah, you also see when I'm hovering this, it is turning to a more transparent look. And when I'm pressing it, now it takes this side and symmetrizes to the other side. Okay, I press it and you see this object is now symmetrized. And when I select this object and press, it is symmetrized as well. Okay, and the same I can do now for this side, Symmetrize, and for this, Symmetrize. Okay, now this is done. This leads me to the poll. Okay, I'm removing this now. I'm going back, and I'm opening the poll. Because I made a poll for this feature. Why? Well, let's see. I was asking, it's a bit hard to understand, but as you can see, when I press a button, then you decide which side you want to symmetrize. And I was asking which way you want to symmetrize. Is it better to press this button and to say I want this side to be symmetrized to the other side? Or is it better that I press this to say I want this side to be symmetrized to this axis? Okay, so yeah, it is a dense result. The poll ends with 58 to 42, and I'm not surprised about that. And what I decided is we keep it as is. We keep this option here as the default, and I will move this to the preferences so that you can decide which behavior is better for you. Okay, I'll come back to the chat. Let's see. Question: is there a way to array in negative value? Array in negative value. Yes, at the moment there is the possibility. I'll finish this and then we come back to the array. Okay. How do you make object select eyedropper in Python? Okay, we can have a look at this later on. Okay, then we have clicked side is symmetrized to the other side. Okay, yes. As I said, it will be an option. It will be optional. I will add this to the preferences. We can open here the preferences. Okay, this is also a new feature, but I'll come back to this in a moment. We will have this here in the preferences. We will have these sections, and I will add this here to the sections, and you can decide which behavior you like. Okay. Great. Okay. Now, what also is possible with this is it is not just limited to one object. What I can do is I can select this object and this object at the same time, and then I can click, and for both objects the symmetrize is applied. Look at that. Boom. Okay, both objects are symmetrized, and the same can be done when I select this one and this one. These are two objects, and I press, and here we have it. Okay, on the other side, symmetrized. Very nice, I think. Okay, next question. Okay. Yeah. I already answered this. Okay. Now the question was for the array, if it is possible to have negative arrays. Yes, this is possible at the moment. I hope so. I go back to the primitive mode, and now let me use a rectangle and difference. Why not? And now we are going to add an array. I add the array here, you see, and now I can type in the distance. And now let's try. I haven't tried that, to be honest. Oh no, it's not possible at the moment. I'm very sorry, but please add an issue, and I will make this minus sign here available, and then we can do it. Okay, then we have the feature. At the moment we don't have the feature. Of course, what you can do is you can type in the distance here like that, and you can start the other way around, but I will add it. I will add the feature. Okay, at the moment the text box doesn't accept plus and minus. That's the problem. Okay, but I will add it. Yeah, pretty nice. Okay, but what I wanted to show is, of course, this array is also sorry, possible for other primitives. Now I'm using here the rectangle primitive, like so. Then I'm extruding this here a bit to the inside, and boom, cut into the mesh. Oh, but at the moment I saw I had the mirror modifier still active, so I think this could crash. But no, it works, You see, we cut into the mesh, and it is applied for all the other pieces as well. because we have the mirror modifier activated. Pretty nice. Okay, great. Now, the next thing that, lol, no problem, okay, yes. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is, it has also been an issue on GitHub, this OSD, the on-screen display, okay? Now, at the moment, you see it has this color, but what I added here in the preferences is, yeah, new preferences. You can define the color. For instance, when I set this here to red, you see it is turning here to red or whatever you are adding here, and it is also persisted. Okay, I had a problem with persistence, but now it works. I fixed it, and you can set this here, and you can also, and this is pretty nice because some of you have other screen resolutions, and I can set the size here to a very small font size, and I can also increase it, and you see it is scaling with the size. Okay, yeah, I really wrapped my head around this, but yeah, you can change it, and you see it is changing, it is scaling. Okay, and you can define it, and it is saved. It is saved to the user preferences. Okay, great. Okay, this was another feature. So also the keyboard shortcuts you can define now. Okay, we have this pie menu, and yeah, the pie menu appears when I press here the Control and comma key. But you can also change it now. You can go to the preferences and, yeah, for instance, set it to, I don't know, Shift and point. Okay, and now it appears when you press Shift and point. Okay, then you have the pie menu. Yeah, that's also a new feature that I added. Okay, great. Now we come to the complicated part. The very complicated part is that somebody added an issue yesterday, and the issue is, by the way, if you have an issue, go to the JMeshtools GitHub and add the issue. This can be a bug, this can be a feature, everything you like, and add the issue. Then I can track it, then I can implement it, and that's always a good way. Okay, and this issue is, since you introduced Symmetrize Gizmo, would it be possible to Symmetrize also only selected geo in edit mode? Yes, I hope so. This is what we are going to implement now in Python. And yeah, now you could ask why you haven't done it in the first place. Well, I'm human, and let me show you what the problem is. Oh, the problem, well, okay, I open a new project now, and we can have a look. Okay, so I remove the camera, and yeah, let's add a few things. I just invert this a bit, and just to have something. Okay, this side. Okay, and now let's suppose we want to symmetrize. Of course, we can add the Symmetrize now in object mode. As I already showed, I can click on this button, and then it is symmetrized to the other side. Okay, nice. Now, the same I can do in edit mode. Okay, but the problem is, let's see, when I select this and change it, and yeah, perhaps I would like just to symmetrize this part. Okay, I selected it, and I would like to symmetrize this to the other side, but I want this part to be as is. Okay, I don't want to symmetrize everything, but at the moment it is implemented like that. Everything is symmetrized. Okay, everything is symmetrized, and I'm losing this one. Okay, and this is what we are going to change now with Python. Okay, so let's see. I keep this thing here as it is, and we jump to the code. Okay, first of all, we have to see where this code is located. Okay, this is a so-called shape action, and the shape action is executed by an operator. The operator is the symmetry operator that I implemented. And this symmetry operator uses the shape action. Okay, now let's see what this is. The shape action is called shape action symmetry, and it derives from the class shape action. This is object-oriented programming. If you are a programmer, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, then okay, just accept it. Okay, again, I go to the chat. JMeshtools, love it. Okay, great. Okay, with the array distance, can we keep the slider as well as the input? Okay, yes, that's a thing. I also thought about it. Yeah, perhaps. I will think about it just to have this shortcut. Okay, let's go back to the shape action. The shape action is now derived, or we derive from shape action, the shape action symmetry. And what this symmetry does is, when it is executed, first of all, it draws this circle, and it defines for which axis, positive x, negative x, and so on, the symmetrize should be executed. Okay, and the execution is done by the operator. Okay, so let's see. This modal method is always checking for the user input. And the user input is mouse move or left mouse button down. And when the left mouse button is pressed, then this symmetrize is executed. And this is the code that we have to change. Okay, so let's see. Why VS Code? Well, I mentioned it in the beginning. VS Code is an editor. With that I have debugging, with that I have IntelliSense, with that I have the Blender extension to implement the add-ons. It's just, in my opinion, perfect for add-on development. Okay, now what happens when the left mouse button is pressed? First of all, I check if I'm in edit mode, or if I'm in object mode, or if I'm in sculpt mode. Okay, and for each of these modes, different logic is executed for the symmetrize. When I'm in object mode, I get all the selected objects. Then I have to go to the edit mode, and then I call this method symmetrize edit mode, and then I go back to object mode. When I'm already in edit mode, then I just have to call this method. Okay, now let's have a look at this method and what it does, because this is the code that we have to change to implement the feature. Let's see. Okay, now here's the problem. Okay, the problem is I'm selecting all. This means all the vertices, all the polygons are selected. Then I do the symmetrize in edit mode and deselect again. This means always every polygon is symmetrized, which is the desired behavior in object mode, but not in edit mode. In edit mode, I want just to symmetrize the things that are selected. So let's have a look. What could we do? We could, in many ways, we could fix this, but I think the best way is to just keep this method as is for object mode, and for the edit mode, well, the only thing we have to do is this. Okay, we can just call the symmetrize operator and keep the meshes that are selected as they are. Okay, so yeah, we can just replace this. Okay, so for object mode, everything stays as is, and for edit mode, I'm calling symmetrize, right? And the user already has selected the polygons. And you see, this is also why I'm using VS Code. I'm changing the code now, and it is just refreshed. Okay, the add-on is still loaded, and we can directly test what we changed. Okay, now again, I'm selecting this. Again, call symmetrize, and I'll press this button, and now, hopefully, I press this, and look at this. Now, fixed. This is what we wanted, right? Or this is what you wanted. I have this selected and brought it to the other side. Well, okay, what's a bit a problem? I think we have to select at least, yeah, for this mesh, we need to change when we made it correctly, to use the knife tool, for example, here to cut in some more geometry. But basically, this is what we wanted for this feature, right? Now, okay, this is not merged, but you can do this. You can just use the knife tool and connect these vertices if you like. Perhaps I'll get rid of this. So like that. Or you can also join. You can also select this vertex and this vertex, then press J. And it's not joined at the moment because these are separate. These are separate meshes. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's a bit complicated with this mesh at the moment, but basically this is the feature we need. Okay. So I could spare out parts for symmetrization, and then later on, of course, I have to fix, but just the parts that are selected are symmetrized. Okay, I go back. That was easy. Yes, of course, it was easy. Perhaps I can make it even better, but this is the main fix. This is the main fix. Are the symmetrization axes for currently selected coordinate system? Yes. Yes. That's free hopscutter. Hopscutter. That's the second time I hear the word hopscutter. Is this a combination of hardops and boxcutter? I used boxcutter and hardops a long time ago, but it's not my goal to mimic this or to duplicate it or to reinvent it. Of course, some features may be the same, but yeah, I'm not trying to copy it, okay? But it's, as I said, I keep it free for you, and yeah, hopefully you donate a little bit, be my patron or be a member or support a little bit here in the chats, and then yeah, then I have more time to develop add-ons like that. Okay, by the way, we fixed it now, and now we can just commit it, right? Why not? Live commit. Okay, the version, I always count the version, increase it. This was a minor fix, so I increase the last version number. And then you can see here directly what we changed. Okay, the version increased. Then we have this change here in the code. You see it. Yeah, and then I can just add a commit statement. What did we fix? We fix Symmetrize parts oder Symmetrize selected parts of mesh. I don't know. Anyway, okay, and now I just push it to the master branch. And that's it. Now you can use it. Okay? You see, this is how I'm developing my software. Okay. Yeah. We fixed it. Yeah, well. Wow, yeah. What do you think about type hints, static typing in Python? Yeah. It's not bad in general and in Blender scripts specifically. Yes, it's a good feature. Another question. It's a combination. Yeah. Hops cutter. Okay. So, okay, this was the fix. We made it. We made it. I made it. Okay, and you saw how it is done, and now you can do it on your own. By the way, if you are a programmer, you can always add pull requests, and I can have a look, and if this is something that I want to commit, then yeah, I accept it, no problem. Okay, so let's have a look at the agenda. I think we discussed everything. GitHub, Python code. Yes, we made it. JMeshtools, the new features. I think I showed everything that I wanted to show. Yes, I think that was it. As I said, here the preferences will be extended. JMeshtools, you have here these nice sections. We can have a look at the code if you like. This is, the class is called addon preferences. Addon, yeah, here, FC addon preferences. Okay, this is a class that is again derived, again object-oriented programming, derived from the base class addon preferences that comes with the Blender API. And you have to derive from this class addon preferences, and then you can add the preferences for your add-ons, right? And this is the draw method, where you can decide which properties you want to show in the preferences. Here you can see them. And the only thing you have to do is to register this class. This is done here in the init method. You can see it, I have it in the class section, FC addon preferences. I imported this, and yeah, that's basically all you have to do to provide these preferences. Let's have a look. Here I have this in the list of classes, and in the register method, these classes are registered. I'm looping over all the classes that I have here in this tuple, and then I call the register method. And in the unregister method, yeah, all these classes are unregistered. Okay, this is the way you can implement such preferences. And I had one problem, and this is for the persistence. And let's have a look where this is persisted. Let's see. I think it is done in the panel. Let's search for this. The preferences. No, that's not it. It is done in a panel where I added this. I think it's the selection panel. The problem was that I referred to the add-on preferences and not to the, it's here, in the, yeah, the key configs, okay? What I used is here, instead of the user, I had it like that. And all the time I thought that when we have it like that, then we can refer to the key maps for the add-on, and it is persisted automatically. But it isn't, okay? It is persisted when you define this here as the user key maps, okay? And yeah, I thought it was a bug, a Blender bug, but it was my fault. Okay. Okay, can you show how you make an object select eyedropper in Python? An eyedropper. Let's see where we have the eyedropper. I think this is a target. The target, this one. You mean this, right? Okay, we can, when we delete it, you have the eyedropper. Yeah, this is done automatically because this target property is of a certain type. Okay, now you can use the eyedropper and select it. And this can be done, let's have a look at the code here in the init method. It is a certain property of type, let's see where we have it, pointer property, okay? It is the carver target, and when you use a pointer property and have this carver target in your UI, let's search for it, carver target, you see, when you use it like that in a panel, okay, I add this here prop search to a column in the panel, and when you do it like that, then the eyedropper comes automatically. This is the whole magic, okay? That's everything, okay? That's all you have to do. So this is the key. Prop search or property, prop search, then the carver target, and the carver target is of type pointer property, and then you have this eyedropper, okay? That's it. Okay, any other questions? First time seeing your face. Oh, okay. Well, I showed it quite a few times, but it's okay. Okay, yes, a good book for beginners. Which one? A good book for beginners. Yes, I'm writing a book. It takes some time, and if you are a member on Jayanam, you can get the chapters of this book as PDF, and you get it for free. Okay? Okay, my friends, I think that's all I had to say for today's live stream. I hope you like it. And yeah, every time I have something to say, I have something to show, something implemented, something new that could be interesting, I come up with a live stream and you can join and yeah, ask questions, see me showing the new stuff. That's all for now, and the next tutorial will be about the mirror modifier. It will again be a beginner tutorial for using the mirror modifier. I also show some pitfalls of the mirror modifier, because I get many questions. Why is my mirror modifier not working? Why is it distorted? Why is the rotation not correct? Why is the scale messed up and all these things? And I'm covering this in the next tutorial. Okay. Okay, last questions. Thanks for the stream and thank you for the work, for the community. You're very welcome. The end? The end? Yes, the end today, but not the end at all. Can you give me an idea for a numerical method project? A numerical method project? Oh, I'm afraid you have to specify this a bit. Okay. Always free, but donations welcomed, OFC. Yes, donations are welcome. If you can donate something, don't end. Well, today I have to end. But if you have any questions, okay, ask me. Still, I have some time to answer questions if you have any. But if not, then this is the end for today. So I see you next time, and don't miss the tutorial on Sunday. Yes, Sunday in a few days. Okay, so see you guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.